Module 1, Fundamentals of Plant Pathology and Fungal Diseases. Lecture 1, Relevance of Plant Pathology in Agriculture. Welcome to this course on pathogenic bacteriology and mycology. To begin, let us ask, why is plant pathology relevant to agriculture? Plant pathology is the study of plant diseases, their causes, effects, and control. It is critical because plants are the foundation of the food supply for humans and animals. When diseases destroy crops, the impact goes beyond farms. It affects food availability, trade, and even national security. In agriculture, plant pathology guides us in diagnosing problems, developing resistant crop varieties, applying cultural practices, and ensuring that yields are protected. Simply put, without plant pathology, farming would be a gamble against unseen threats. Lecture 2, Concept of Disease in Plants. What do we mean by disease in plants? In simple terms, a plant disease is an abnormal condition that disrupts the normal functioning of a plant. It is not just any injury, but a prolonged disturbance caused by pathogens such as fungi, bacteria, viruses, or by environmental factors. A healthy plant grows, reproduces, and interacts with its environment. When diseased, these processes are impaired. Leaves may wither, stems may rot, fruits may decay, or seeds may fail to germinate. Disease represents the interaction between the plant, the pathogen, and the environment. Lecture 3, Common Terms in Plant Pathology. To study plant pathology effectively, we must understand some common terms. Pathogen, the disease-causing organism. Host, the plant that harbors the pathogen. Symptom, the visible expression of disease, such as spots, wilting, or chlorosis. Sign, the physical evidence of the pathogen itself, such as fungal spores. Inoculum, the part of the pathogen that initiates infection. Infection, the process of the pathogen entering and establishing itself in the host. Epidemic, when a plant disease spreads rapidly across a population of plants. Becoming familiar with these terms is essential, as they form the language of plant pathology. Lecture 4, The Disease Triangle and its Implications. One of the most important concepts in plant pathology is the disease triangle. It states that 3 factors must be present for a disease to occur: a susceptible host, a virulent pathogen, and a favorable environment. If any of these 3 is missing, disease does not develop. For example, resistant crop varieties may not succumb even if exposed to a pathogen. Similarly, if the environment is unfavorable, such as being too dry for a fungus to thrive, the disease may not establish. This concept reminds us that disease management often involves breaking one side of the triangle. By altering the environment through irrigation practices, or by developing resistant plants, we can limit disease outbreaks. Lecture 5, Historical Cases of Plant Diseases. Plant diseases have shaped human history. One famous example is the Irish potato famine in the 1840s, caused by Phytophthora infestans. It led to massive crop failures, famine, and migration. Another example is the devastation of coffee crops in Sri Lanka in the 19th century due to coffee rust disease, caused by Hemilia vastatrix. The disease forced the switch from coffee to tea cultivation. These cases remind us that plant diseases are not just agricultural problems, they are social and economic issues with global impact. Lecture 6, Classes of Fungi and Their Nomenclature. Fungi are among the most important plant pathogens. To understand them, we must know their classes. Zygomycota, fungi that reproduce by zygospores, often causing storage rots. Ascomycota, the largest group, producing spores in sacs called asci. They include pathogens like powdery mildew fungi. Basidiomycota, producing spores on structures called basidia. They cause rust and smut. Chytridiomycota, primitive fungi, often affecting aquatic plants. Oomycota, though not true fungi, they behave like fungi and include notorious pathogens such as Phytophthora. Fungal nomenclature follows international codes, which provide consistency in naming, ensuring that scientists across the world speak the same language. Lecture 7: Symptoms of plant diseases caused by fungi. Fungal diseases manifest in characteristic symptoms. These include leaf spots, localized dead areas on leaves; blight, rapid and widespread death of tissue, often killing entire plants; wilts, caused by fungi blocking vascular tissues, leading to drooping leaves; rust and smots, powdery masses of spores on plant surfaces; rots, softening and decay of tissues, often in fruits and roots. Recognizing these symptoms is the first step in diagnosis and management. Lecture 8: The devastating effect of fungal diseases in history. Fungal diseases have repeatedly devastated crops. Beyond the Irish potato famine, wheat rust has been a recurring threat worldwide, reducing yields drastically. Banana plantations were destroyed in the mid-20th century by Panama disease, caused by Fusarium oxysporum. These examples highlight the destructive power of fungi in agriculture, demonstrating why constant vigilance and research are needed. In Module 1, we explored the fundamentals of plant pathology and fungal diseases. We discussed the relevance of plant pathology, defined disease in plants, reviewed common terms, and examined the disease triangle. We also studied historical cases, fungal classification, disease symptoms, and the devastating effects of fungal pathogens in history.